Welcome to the Spin Report podcast. Today, we're diving into the sweet world of Candy Corner from Pragmatic Play. Let's get started.
Oh, Candy Corner. I've been hearing a lot about it. What's got you so hooked on this game?
Well, from the moment I launched it, I was transported into this vibrant, sugar-coated world that feels both familiar and fresh. The game's 7-7 grid layout immediately caught my eye. It's a nice departure from the typical 5-reel setup we're all used to, and let me tell you, it doesn't disappoint.
A 7-7 grid? That's quite the change. So it's not just another candy-themed slot, right?
Exactly. I know what you're thinking, another candy slot, but Pragmatic Play has really breathed new life into this theme. They've infused it with innovative mechanics and features that set it apart from the rest.
What kind of mechanics are we talking about here?
So, the game uses a cluster pay system, which means instead of traditional pay lines, you're aiming to land clusters of at least 5 matching symbols, horizontally or vertically. It keeps you on your toes since wins can come from anywhere on the grid.
That sounds engaging. And does it have any special features when you get those clusters?
Absolutely. After each winning combination, the tumble feature kicks in, removing the winning symbols and allowing new ones to cascade down. It's like a sugar rush for your eyes, watching the symbols fall and potentially creating new winning clusters. I've had spins where this just kept going and going.
Wow. So you can chain wins together? That's exciting.
Yeah, it's exhilarating when that happens. But the real magic, in my opinion, happens with the 4 corner positions on the grid.
Oh? What's special about the corners?
Well, the corners can land modifier symbols that supercharge your wins. We're talking direct money awards, win multipliers, wild symbols, and even massive wild blocks that can cover significant portions of the grid.
Massive wild blocks? That sounds game-changing.
It really is. The first time I saw a 5x5 wild block land, my jaw just hit the floor. It was like watching a candy avalanche with winds pouring in from all directions.
That must be thrilling. But isn't the game's RTP a bit low? I heard it's 95.5%, which is slightly less than other slots.
That's true. It's a bit lower. But the high volatility more than makes up for it in my experience. When this game pays, it pays big. I've had sessions where I've hit wins over 1,000 times my bet. It's enough to give anyone a sugar high.
But doesn't that mean you can go through long dry spells too?
Yeah, that's the flip side. There are times when it feels like the game is just eating your bankroll.
Right.
But patience is key. When it does pay out, it's often spectacular.
I see. So what about the betting range? Is it suitable for different types of players?
Definitely. Pragmatic Play included a wide range of betting options. Whether you're spinning for pennies or you're a high roller chasing massive wins, there's a bet size for you. I usually play in the middle range myself.
That's good to know. And how about the visuals and sound design? Does it stand out?
Oh, absolutely. Visually, it's a feast for the eyes. The symbols are bright, colorful, and wonderfully detailed. From juicy watermelons to glistening star candies, each icon pops off the screen. And the sound design really adds to the experience with cheerful tunes and satisfying pops and crunches as symbols explode.
Sounds delightful. But, does it ever feel, overwhelming with all that candy imagery?
Actually, I find that it manages to strike a balance. It's fun without being overbearing. The theme is immersive but doesn't distract from the gameplay.
That's reassuring. Sometimes these themed slots can be a bit too much.
Totally get that. But Candy Corner keeps things engaging. One aspect I particularly enjoy is how it manages to be both simple and complex at the same time. On the surface, it's easy to understand. Match symbols, make clusters, win prizes. But as you dive deeper, you start to appreciate the intricacies of the mechanics and how they work together.
That sounds like it would appeal to both casual players and those who like to analyze the game mechanics.
Exactly. I've spent countless hours spinning those reels, and I'm still discovering new things. Just the other day, I had a spin where all 4 corners lit up with modifiers at once. The resulting chain reaction was incredible.
Wow, that must have been quite a win.
It really was. Moments like that keep the game feeling fresh, even after hundreds of spins.
But you mentioned earlier about the high volatility. Do you think it might be a bit discouraging for some players?
I suppose it could be. The dry spells can be tough. There have been sessions where I wondered if I'd ever see a significant win.
Right, and not everyone has the patience or bankroll to handle that.
True, but I think that's part of the thrill with high volatility slots. The anticipation builds up, and when you do hit those big wins, it's incredibly satisfying.
I guess it's about managing expectations.
Exactly, and perhaps adjusting your bet size accordingly.
Makes sense. So, would you recommend Candy Corner to other slot enthusiasts?
Absolutely. I've introduced several of my friends to it, and the reactions have been overwhelmingly positive. Some love the cluster pays system, others are drawn in by the corner modifiers, and a few just adore the candy graphics.
Well, you've definitely piqued my interest. I might have to give it a try myself.
You should. Just be warned, it's highly addictive,
Oh,
but in
I
the
can
best
handle
way
it.
possible.
Haha, I'll keep that in mind. Any final thoughts on Candy Corner?
Just that it's a game that keeps me coming back, not just for the potential rewards, but for the sheer joy of playing. It's like the slot equivalent of a gourmet candy store. Why settle for a plain chocolate bar when you can have something more exciting?
Well said. Thanks for sharing your experience. Can't wait to spin those reels and see if I can land that 5-5 wild block.
Good luck. Who knows, maybe this will be the session where all your sugary dreams come true.
Here's hoping.